I'm Greg Graham with the First National Bank and Trust Company of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, with noted weaver and artist Rebecca Bluestone. We commissioned the piece behind us, produced by Rebecca Bluestone, entitled Oklahoma Landscape. Rebecca, if you would tell us about the piece and the inspiration for it.
Okay. When I was asked to do this, I'm third generation from Broken Arrow, and I really kind of went back to my past of living here and growing up, riding my horse out in the countryside. There was a much smaller population in Broken Arrow at that time than there is now, and wanted to capture that sense of there's a special feeling of the landscape in this part of northeastern Oklahoma, of the clouds and the water and meadows and woodlands. And I really wanted to try to capture that sense in the piece. And I also incorporated these arrows, which is something that I have used in my work, and it was just a kind of a subtle nod towards the symbol of the arrow for the town of Broken Arrow.
Great. And tell us some about the medium that you work with.
Yeah, this is a silk tapestry, and I do all of my own dyeing. So you can't buy any of these colors. These are all colors that I've created. I buy 12 different dyes, and from those 12 dyes, I measure them using the metric system. And it's literally endless, the number of color combinations I can do from those 12 dyes. So I take those 12 dyes and do these kinds of color gradations. And probably for this piece, I dyed over 100 different colors to make these subtle gradations happen. Kind of this, what that allows me to do is capture that sense of kind of the light and depth that there is in the landscape.
I understand that you were educated at Oklahoma State
Yes.
University in addition to Broken Arrow schools.
Right.
And have worked with weaving groups in Maine and native weavers in New Mexico. Could you talk some about that and the other artistic influences that you have?
Yeah, I graduated from Broken Arrow High School in 1972, went to OSU, and really am kind of a textbook case for having to take a required art appreciation class. We didn't have a lot of art in the high school at that time when I was going through it. And when I was in a required art appreciation class, all of a sudden I was exposed to all of these artists from around the world that I didn't even know existed. And they were speaking visually about all of these things that I had felt as a small child but didn't have a language to express that. But I didn't have any confidence at that time that I could be an artist. So I became a humanities major. So I have a degree in humanities. And graduated and lived on the East Coast for a while, and then wound up living on the coast of Maine in Camden. And there just kind of fell into working in a weaving studio and sat down at a loom one day and went, oh, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. This was in 1984. And I haven't done anything else since. But I had to make a living, so I did that by working in other artist studios who were already making a living. And in 1986, I went out to Santa Fe, New Mexico to take a class with a Hopi weaver named Ramona Sequiastor. And that week, during that class, I met a man out there named Robert Bluestone, who's now my husband. And Ramona became my teacher, and I never left Santa Fe. I started my career out there. And so it's been a wonderful journey.
Well, we are certainly honored to have this piece and adding to our public arts in Broken Arrow, and thank you for the work and for coming today and presenting it to our community.
Thank you. It's a great honor.